Thank you. So I'm very excited to meet you. I never thought this was gonna happen ever. So where are you right now?
I'm in Joshua Tree in California. Yeah.
That's insane. We're about I just listened to your record. You're premiering it November 12th. Things take time. It's all blue and beautiful and exciting.
Yeah.
It's kind of nostalgic too, and accepting of death somehow. How was it for you? You recorded it obviously during the pandemic, so it's kind of a blip thing to hear it, but how was it for you to write it and record it?
Yeah, it was it was probably a bit of a journey, I think, to the writing process. I kind of have been working on it over the last 2 years, but definitely a lot of it was, during pandemic times. So it was a real emotional kind of roller coaster, as everybody can relate, I'm sure, in their own ways. It was just, I don't know, it was a good process, I think, for me, just like very reflective, and it made me kind of assess my life in different ways, and and it ended up being this kind of joyful thing, which I'm really proud of.
Yeah, you always manage to be really honest and really close to your audience in the terms of what you say in your lyrics. And you always managed to make it joyful at the same time, which is very pleasurable, and it also makes a real strong connection with you and your audience, maybe unintentionally, but it just feels like every time we listen to your songs, we get to know you better. You know what I mean? It's so
yeah.
You're a crazy lyricist in that way. You're super versatile. You're super honest. You're super. There's an intention to your lyrics, which is not very common these days in music. So, how is it for you as a performing artist? Because you do record these songs and you write them in your home, all right? So then you go out to the audience, people listen to them, and we get we kind of generate this connection to you that you don't know, but it must be hard on your end to deal with it, is it?
I think it's, I guess with over time and experience, it's just kind of, learning, for me, like learning that, that's what music is a lot of the time. And it's like this shared emotional experience. And like you said just then, like getting to know me more or something, like as each album goes on, what you just said. And I think that's a really nice way to look at it, because that's kind of almost how it feels for me as well. Like, because a lot of the things are me like exploring, within my own head or my own kind of emotional stuff. So it's like I am figuring out some of that stuff at the same time. So it's it's nice in that sense. And I think music for me is like storytelling and connecting, through empathy and through those shared experiences. And I love that, people on the other side of the world can listen to something I'm singing about and make some sort of connection of their own, like, their own emotional projection from whatever they're going through. Or I just think it's great.
You really do make this narrative emphasis in your lyrics. The way you sing, it's kind of the singing is kind of spoken word sometimes, you know, and it feels like this mental flow, which is obviously a product of your experience in the world, but it ends up just saying so many things that we can, that we can totally relate to. You have this custom of being in contact with your audience all the time, like the postcard of write the list of things you look forward to. Like you always give these gestures to your audience. Like, first of all, you always write your songs to you. That means I am the song all the time. So,
yeah, right, yeah.
And you always do these kind of exercises with your audience. Does it work for you in some creative reason, or it's just feedback for you?
I think, I don't know, it's just how I tend to, it's just what I do naturally, I think. And like a lot of my songs are, they kind of are almost like, they start almost as like letters to people, or me like talking to myself, and you know, that's the you, like I'm talking to you, which is me, and or writing a letter to directly to someone, and that's you, which is them. And it's like, I think and then I realized that it doesn't really matter so much because it's all interchangeable, you know.
Yeah.
So it might start off as one thing or one person or one direction, but then it changes anyway as time goes on. And then as people listen and interpret it, it just changes again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, it's kind of nice realizing that. And then you kind of realize how kind of fluid it is. And just how it's like so not as linear. I think it just helps me to realize that life isn't as linear as maybe I grew up thinking it should be.
Yeah, totally. Okay, we have a very little time, but I got so many things to talk to you about. You are great cover artist. You released the I'll Be Your Mirror cover for the Velvet Underground tribute album, which also gives the name to the album, Mad cover. But also I wanted to talk about, speaking of great covers, that cover you made in the MTV Unplugged of Melbourne, So Long Marianne, from Leonard Cohen, which is maybe my favorite cover of all time. So I just wanted to let you know that. And,
thank you.
Maybe we can talk a little bit about the Anonymous Club documentary by Danny Cohen, which is showing in, it showed in Melbourne International Film Fest.
Oh, I think it was supposed to, but it actually got cancelled because we had another lockdown. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Will we be able to watch it at some point?
Yeah, I think that sometime maybe next year, I think it officially comes out like elsewhere. Yeah.
It looks incredible. It shows exactly what we all think of you as a person with with many depth, and I appreciate you for doing that. I know it was kind of hard, and it could get very shy when you're in camera. So
yeah, it's confronting. But like maybe it's just good to confront ourselves sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I would love to have more time with you, Courtney. So they're telling me we need to wrap this up. So could you do this one thing for me? Could you shout out to your audience here? Maybe you can say, I am Courtney Barnett, and you're listening to Raquel and Víctor. We have this tagline, we have this kind of jingle, which is Raquel y Víctor. So if you could sing that, it would be great for me.
Okay. Raquel, I can't roll my R's. It's very embarrassing.
We don't care here, and we just love you. So don't worry about it. It's just gonna be funny.
Okay. Hey, this is Courtney Barnett, and you're listening to Raquel and Victor.
Thank you. Courtney,
Nice.
if you're around, it would be great to have you on our studios in Aire, Libre. So whenever you
Awesome.
come play with us.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'd love to. Thanks so much. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you, really.